to think about that. But yeah, talk a little bit more about like the actual creation of the Nike logo. Where did that come from?
So yeah, Phil Knight and Bill Berman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, had a dissatisfaction with the American sports shoe, right? This American running shoe. Now, Bill Berman was coach of Phil Knight at the Ohio State University. And so they just decided to create a company. And what better what better place to create, items than Japan. So at the time, Japan was taking over a bunch of industries and that sort of good stuff. And they seen that was a lot of potential to buy Japanese products and sell them in the U.S. So they went ahead and did that.
They were not happy with the products that the U.S. was making at the time. So they decided to go to Japan, get their products, bring them over to the United States and sell it that way.
So like I guess the running shoes at the time were too stiff.
Okay.
And so
Japan was just doing it better at the time.
Japan was doing it better. Bill Berman was he wrote a couple books about jogging. He kind of started that movement. Okay. So they decided that let's do it. We're going to invest a couple $100 into this company in Japan. Yep. Which at the time was called Onitsuka Tigers, which is now Asics. Okay. So that's now Asics. Interesting. Okay. And so they bought shoes from them and sold them in the U.S. as what's the name of their
Blue Ribbon Sports.
Blue Ribbon Sports.
Yep.
So they sold them in the U.S. as Blue Ribbon Sports, and one of their first shoes was the Cortes, right? And so let me check what year. Well, during the Olympics at the time, which was held in Mexico City, they tried to release a shoe called the Aztec, but Adidas already had a shoe like that. Mm-hmm. So they're like, no, you can't use that name. So they used Cortes. Okay. Right. So they made Cortes, and the shoe just blew up. Right.
Again, because of genius marketing.
Marketing and the logo. Yeah. Right. So the logo was created by Carol Davidson. Right. She wrote up a bunch of designs on napkins. Yeah. And just for $35, Phil Knight and Bill Berman bought the logo from her. Yeah. And that was that.
And what's crazy about it is that she, according to what I read, she was a student at the time. She was a graphic designer student.
Yeah. She would do other stuff.
She was just, just doodling.
Right.
I mean, she wasn't really like, this is going to be the thing that's going to make me huge. She was just putting something together for these
Phil
guys.
Knight and Bill Berman didn't even like it at first. No. Like they're like, all right, we'll settle for this. I mean, it's not what we want, but I guess.
Well, yeah, it was more of a, from what I read, it was more of a, we can't afford anything else. Yeah. We've already paid as much as we can. And we're talking about $35 that they gave her for this logo. Yeah. And so they were like, we can't afford anything else right now. So we're just going to take this. And Phil Knight was like, I'll eventually grow into it. Yeah. Well, it turned out to be great for him.
It turned out to be amazing because of the whole aesthetic of the logo. It fit perfectly on Nike shoes. Yeah. So like going back to the Cortes, the Olympics were in 1968 when they were held in Mexico. Okay. Going back to the Cortes, the shoe became so iconic that a bunch of people in LA started wearing it. A bunch of joggers, a bunch of sports people started using it, and so it was just setting the initial like, this is what we do. This is what Nike's all about. And then it just spread like wildfire. Yeah. Right.
And now that swoop is supposed to symbolize
movement.
Right. Well, I think it says something about the wings of the goddess Nike. Yeah. So that swooping movement, that swift, that speedy. I mean, it's perfect. It's so simple, but it says so much within that. Once you find out the history, you're like, whoa, it's perfect for that brand. Because you want to be fast, you want to be swift, you want to be light, you want to be moving. That's perfect. And then the name Nike just rolls off the tongue.
So logos really do. I mean, the logo here really was awesome, but just the whole marketing behind it is what just took it to the next level. Yeah.
They centered. I mean, they really focused on this logo. Yeah. And then they take off with this logo, and they continue to build on the brand. They don't just stay right there. I mean, then they start bringing in Michael Jordan. Now you got the Jumpman logo along with Nike. Yeah. Right? And I remember that when that was coming out, when Nike basically told Michael, we want you to wear our shoes. All right? And at the time that he started wearing the shoes, the NBA basically said, no, you have to wear the shoes that we provide. There's a certain shoe that you have to, and Nike does not fit that qualification. You cannot wear those shoes on court. And Nike came in and told Michael Jordan, you wear the shoes, and when they fine you, we'll pay the fines. All right, again, genius marketing. So Michael Jordan goes out there and he's wearing these sweet looking Nikes and he's playing the way that he plays. I mean, they hired the best player in the NBA, right? And he's doing his thing. Everybody's looking at him like, I want to be just like Mike.
Yeah.
I need some Nikes.
Yeah.
Right? Genius marketing, man. It was genius. And then they really incorporated, they really take advantage of that. And I mean, they made him a part of Nike. You got the Jumpman, you got Air Jordans, right? Air Jordans. They made that a part of the brand. And they continue to build on that. Until this day, you still see those commercials, and it's not really about the athlete. They might have a commercial with an athlete, but then they show just a common Joe playing along with the athlete. So it's this branding of, we can make you the best that you can be.
It's just up to you, and anybody has the ability to become that. So it's not just for the Michael Jordans of the world.
Yeah.
It's for you and me.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what they try to paint.
I mean, and the logo looks sweet.
Yeah, I mean,
I do like
iconic.
That swoop is just so simple again, but it looks so nice, so simple, and it's attractive.
Yeah,
it's attractive. It looks nice.